to an Eastbourne Fisherman live stream. Now, it's been a hell of a long time since I've done a live stream, and I can't believe the changes that YouTube have made to the live streams. It is complicated as hell. So at the moment, I'm just in the shed making up some pulley rigs for the upcoming race season. Just gonna tonight's more of like a tester, really, a tester live to see if it works and if people can find it based on the settings that I've provided as to where we go with it. I'm hoping to do a lot more live streaming this year coming. I've just got a load of kit ready to go for doing that, so hopefully it's working. If it's working and you can hear me and the video is good, just give me a thumbs up in the comments. That'd be great. Good evening, the Autistic Angler. How you doing, mate? Martin, thanks for joining. Good evening, good evening. Nice one, nice one. All right, so we'll give it a couple of minutes and I'll just explain to you guys what's happening. Thanks for confirming. Like I say, it's been a hell of a long time since I've done a live stream, as you can probably tell by the wrinkles on my forehead. Evening, Robert. How we doing, mate? How are we doing? Yeah, so my plan for tonight is then I'm just currently making some pulley rigs for the upcoming race season. Now, in Eastbourne, most of you guys will know that the race season, the format race season, is fast approaching, and it will be with us. I think either it's going to be this weekend or next weekend. To be honest with you, I thought it was going to be last weekend, where there was a slight shift in the weather to a southwesterly, but I don't think it lasted long enough. And I went out and gave it a go. It was unsuccessful, unfortunately, but I think that it's going to be any time soon over the next week or two. So if you haven't, go out and get your baits, go and get your blueies, go and get your sand eels if you're local to Eastbourne, and stock up on them, because it's definitely going to kick off soon. Definitely going to kick off soon. I know a couple of people down Bognor Way have been starting to get them. I know of one, I think one was caught round Pagham Way or two round Pagham Way, so they're definitely starting to come in. North Kent coast is getting hammered by them at the moment, so that's pretty cool. And usually what happens is they start getting hammered, and then the week or two after that, you should see a massive influx of them coming down to the Eastbourne coast. Also starting to get the place show as well, which is pretty cool. Obviously you're place fishing on the clearer days, on the less windier days, so that's quite interesting and quite fun as well. And I've got all my place rigs all ready to go for that. I made them over the winter, which is pretty good. Mark Dannett, how are we doing, mate? Hope you're good. You haven't missed a thing. I've just come on, literally just come on. The hounds will be right behind them. Yeah, we usually get the hounds slightly later than you guys down in Portsmouth in the Solent Way. So hound fishing for us is probably peaking around about June-ish time, June, July, August, I suppose, is when we get them down there. Everything is good. Everything is good. I say a lot's happened in the year. A lot has happened in the year. My last live session, or last live film session, was a year ago today, which was probably even longer than that. Actually, probably 2 years ago. It's got to be. It's got to be a hell of a long time ago. Like I say, everything's changed. The formats for lives now are currently vertical, so I'm not too sure what that is. Last time I did a live stream, you were able to flip your phone on the side, and you could do a live stream on the side. So yeah, hell of a lot's changed. I say my health took a hit, as if some of you follow my Facebook page, you'll know. Took a massive hit, man, and I pretty bad for quite some time, to be fair. But we're back out fishing, and that's all that matters. And we're back out doing, the good thing and getting out on the beach. So yeah, so if any of you didn't know, health-wise, I went on holiday to Mallorca with my kids and my wife, my beautiful wife, and we had a fantastic time. It was absolutely awesome. I saw some people fishing over there from the rocks, which was pretty cool. Didn't do any fishing myself, but we took a charter boat out, which was pretty cool. Or should I say a private hire boat. We had a fantastic time on that. The holiday was awesome. We just had a really nice time. And then on the way back, I developed a blood clot in my leg, or when I got back, I developed a blood clot in my leg, and I went up to the hospital. And then a couple of days later, I had a couple of funny turns, went back in, and they scanned my chest and found I had a pulmonary embolism. So that's when the blood clot travels from your leg up into your lungs, split, and then my one went up into my lungs and then split, and then I ended up with one blood clot on the left lung and one blood clot on the right lung. To cut a long story short, I'm on blood thinners now, and it's a long road to recovery. So yeah, still get bad legs now, and it is quite difficult, to be fair. Like I said, it does knock your mental health a hell of a lot. And those of you that suffer with mental health issues will know what I'm going on about. But yeah, it makes you really anxiety is like through the roof at the moment. But you know, we're getting through it. We're getting through it. The format is absolutely pants. I think a lot of. Let me just go back through this comments. Yeah, Martin. I think a lot of the format's changing now. Everything's gearing up towards the vertical content, which is it's not too bad, to be fair. But I think, you know, even YouTube's taking a hammer sometimes. I know a lot of people, a lot of my close friends have actually left YouTube, and they're focusing on other things, which is a bit crazy, to be fair. Because at one point, you know, YouTube was king, or YouTube still is king, to be fair. For me, I mean, I already enjoy using YouTube, but I see a lot of people shifting over to Facebook now, and you know, doing things on Facebook. Mark, I'm definitely on the mend, mate. Definitely on the mend. Like I say, it's been a long road to recovery. That happened in August. What are we now? August, September, October, November, January, February. 6 months. 6 months. I got my 6-month review in March, and then hopefully we'll go from there and see how we get on. I've also got to have an operation on my hand, so my hand is pretty buggered. When I was a kid, I think I damaged. They haven't told me when it was because they can't actually tell you when it is, but my scaphoid, I got a non-union scaphoid. So anyone knows what that is, it means that the bone at the bottom is detached from the bone at the top. So there's a floating bit of bone at the top, and to fix it, I've got to have a graft from my hip put into my hand, and then a metal plate or metal screw to go through my hand to hold it in place, which means that I will be out of action for 6 months at least, which is going to be, I'll go back in November this year, and then we will see what's happening with that. I think I'll go back in November, decide whether or not I want to have it done, because I can choose whether to push it back or have it done. Yeah, and then we go from there. So yeah, so it's all happening. It's all happening. So hopefully this year is a good year, and I can get out fishing lots. We can get the kayak back out, because I bought the kayak, and you know, the kayak was great. I got the kayak out on the sea, and then straight after that I become ill. So it's been the most expensive garden ornament I've ever bought. You know, once you get all the kit and that, it does run up into the expensive side of fishing. So yeah, I wasn't too happy with that, which was a bit of a shame. But what can you do? You know, what can you do? Quite a few sessions that I haven't filmed, just enjoyed the fishing. Mate, you got to do it, man. You got to do it. Sometimes you go fishing, and I always find that the ones that you don't film end up turning out to be really good sessions. And what I do now is when I'm fishing, is 99% of the time I film my fishing sessions. There's always one or two times I want to go out in the summer, and I just want to go out and just have some me time. But you got to do it. You got to do it. You can't film everything. And I say sometimes it's always the ones that you don't film end up being the best sessions, which is absolutely crazy. Like I say, so tonight is going to be, like I say, I'm just going to carry on tying rigs. I think I've got about 4 or 5 done at the moment. So I'm just going to carry on tying rigs. If anyone's got any questions that you want to fire away, and I'll try my best to answer them. I'm just going to go over, you know, a couple of things that have been happening recently. One thing that's been, you know, been heavy on my mind for the last year is sorting out the Rehoming rods project. sorting out the Rehoming rods project, which I'm currently doing at the moment. Now, over the winter, there's been some absolutely fantastic donations, like the one from Ali OB88, who dropped off a load of tripods last year. Just come back from holiday, Glacion, man. Whole tripods, any good in the end? Yes, mate, they were really, really good, to be fair. A lot of them I donated to, I think it was a scout. Some went to a scout group, some went to another outdoors group, and then a couple of other bits went to some other people, and I've still got a few left. So yeah, they were really, really good. So huge thanks for that. Do any of you guys fish down Chisel? Oh, I fished Chisel before. I fished Abbotsbury. It's a fantastic place, Chisel. Chisel, whatever you want to say it. If you're looking for any tips on Chisel, check out the Shore Hunter Facebook page and the Shore Hunter YouTube channel, because he does a lot of fishing around there. And you'll be able to pick up some tips and things and pieces like that. Yeah, it's a great place. I mean, I went down there with Cliff, I think it was a couple of years ago. It's really good. Just make sure you stay away from the waves, because if you've been down Chisel Beach, it's quite notorious for the shingle underneath pulling out from you pretty quick. So just be extra careful when you get close to the water. Yeah, so going back to the Rehoming rods thing then. So I had some really, really good donations over the winter of last year. I'm just starting to put them into kits now. I'll say some bits went out over the winter. To be honest with you, I didn't really take any photos or anything like that over the winter. I just gave people the bits and pieces. Some of the people were from, they were kids that were in care, so you really can't really take pictures of them anyway, which is a shame. But yeah, the items definitely have helped and definitely go to good use. At the moment now then, so we're in February. I've currently got 10 sea fishing setups, 10 carp fishing setups, and 10 float fishing setups. I'm probably going to add to that as well, so I'm probably going to get a couple more float fishing setups. But at the moment, I'm currently in the stage of that I need to get additional bits to add to the kits to make them into kits. So I need to make rigs, I need to find some lead weights, I've got some mackerel feathers, and I just need to find some float fishing, the setups for float fishing. So you get the pack of float, you get the float and all the bits and pieces in there. So what I want to do is I want to try and make them into ready to fish sets, and then I'm going to hopefully film a series of YouTube videos showing how to set each piece up. So how to set a sea fishing setup up, how to set up a carp fishing setup, and how to set up the float fishing setup. Once I've got all them in place, I will then start offering them out to kids. I've got quite a list of kids that actually need items as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I've got to get through the backlog first, and then we'll offer them out to kids in the local area. As I say, there's lots happening in the background that you guys won't see. So I'm in talks with companies as well to hopefully get involved in the Rehoming rods project. Just reading through the comments, just catching up. So yeah, so that's going pretty well, to be fair. Unfortunately, anglers lose their lives there now and again. Yes, mate. Yeah, I'll say it is notorious for the shingle to fall out from underneath your feet. So if you go down there, just keep well away from the water's edge, and just be safe. Yeah, cheers, mate. Cheers. Yeah, so that's going really well. I've also set up a GoFundMe page. The link of the GoFundMe page is in the description of the video on YouTube. And basically that is for anyone that wants to donate into that to help us get more equipment for kids. Usually what you'll find is when someone donates fishing tackle, I get a lot of messages from people that their partners have passed away, which is unfortunate. And people that no longer fish, and you find that you get a lot of rods, but you don't get many reels, or you'll get a lot of like one thing and you won't get something of another thing, and you're constantly playing catch up to try and match bits and pieces together. Because what you usually find is that people get rid of the rods, but then they don't get rid of the reels, and they keep the reels, or they have a load of rods, and then they sell the reels because that's where the money is. And you just end up with those bits and pieces. Yes, so trying to make them into kits is the hard part, but we have had some fantastic donations this year from people, some really generous donations, monetary values, which have definitely helped in sourcing some bits and pieces. So yeah, that's all going pretty well. I'm also in talks with a guy called George Merriweather, who has his own Facebook page. He's a young lad that suffers with Mito, which is I think it's a degenerative disease. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I've been talking to his dad, and hopefully we're going to team up. And I'm going to send him some bits and pieces, and he's going to send me some bits and pieces, because he's quite in with the carp fishing scene. So that will work out pretty well. So hopefully that all goes ahead, and that works pretty well, and we can scratch each other's backs, and we can do something like that. I've just set up a logo as well, so for the Rehoming rods. So the Rehoming rods has had a rebrand. There's a new logo for that, which I'll post out on the Facebook group. And if anyone local to Eastbourne wants to donate fishing tackle or fishing items, just give me a message. I'll be very grateful for any kind of items fishing related. Just checking my battery is charging, because I've just been on a Teams call with another fishing company as well. So yeah, so it's all go. It's all go. How's everyone doing anyway? What's everyone been up to? Have you been out fishing, and what have you been catching? That's what I want to know. Like I say, 17 people in. Drop me a thumbs up on the like button as well if you can. Like I say, it's been a hell of a long time. I don't even know if I've got any moderators on here anymore. So we're just gonna wing it and see how we get on. Like I say, the main reason for coming on today was just to say hello to everybody, and just have a catch up really, and just chat some fishing gibberish, like it says in the title. Yeah, so lots going on. Like I say, I wanted to test this live tonight to see one, if it works, which by the looks of some people in here, and by the responses I'm getting, the audio and visual is pretty good. So the next thing to do would be to get out fishing and film some live fishing sessions. That's what I want to do, and get back into that. So I promised it for ages, and then you just get into like a routine of just, you know, filming and fishing and filming and fishing and filming and fishing and just putting out the videos. But definitely want to get back on the live streams and have a chat with people, because it's nice to have a chat. So if you're in the live chat and you want to say hello, drop me a comment on there, and I will read them out. Just gonna make sure all the messages come up. There we go. All right, let's grab a drink. So I've been on a Teams call for an hour. So I'm pretty parched. There we go. Yeah, so I hope everyone's good. Hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's getting out fishing, really. I mean, that's what we all want to do, isn't it? We want to go fishing. The weather has been absolutely atrocious. Every time I can go out fishing, like that, there was a really good window to go out fishing this weekend, and I had so much going on. You know what it's like. Sometimes you just got to say no. But it did look really good. And let's say, if you got any of you guys follow my Facebook, which I presume quite a lot of you do, you would have seen some of the pictures from my friends that went out, some of the Facebook page members, and they had some really good fish. A lot of dabs coming out locally at the moment. Say place starting to show, which is great. And then we're pretty much quite close to the ray season, to be fair, which is really good fishing. Hello, Mark. Hello, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Yeah, so I'm just making pulley rigs. I'm just making these pulley rigs. I really like this Trident tackle. I've still got the original colours. Trident tackle aero pulleys are absolutely great for ray fishing. Really, really good. I'm just making all the rig bodies up tonight, and then over the course of the week, I will tie on all the snoods. There we go. There we go. And then after that, I've got to start gearing up for the bass season. Try and get the kayak sorted out. It's never ending, isn't it? Never ending. Always something to sort. Da, 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 da. There we go. Just checking this is all coming through properly. Okay, cool. Fish Saturday and Sunday and Monday, both days were pants weather-wise. Yeah, man, the weather was absolutely atrocious. I think Saturday was probably the better, or Sunday was the better of the two. Can't remember now. I mean, my days are all over the place. Oh man, put me in the right direction. One of the days was better than the two, because unfortunately our meat and fish event was cancelled, which is pretty sad to be fair. Because I do like their meats; they're pretty good. I mean, the next meat and fish event, if anyone wants to come to a meat and fish event, we hold or try to hold monthly meat and fish events in the local Eastbourne and surrounding areas. They're free to attend, so you literally just turn up with a fishing rod and your fishing tripod and your bait, and then you just come and fish with us. And it's just just a really nice social. So yeah, so check out the Facebook page if you're interested in coming and fishing a session. Come and say hello, and you wanna come and fish with us. Just come down and have a good time. Kevin, how we doing, mate? All good? All good, mate. Sunday and today were fab conditions. Today looked really good, to be fair, apart from the rain at the end of the day. The rest of the day looked really, really good for fishing. So if anyone was out fishing today, you actually did pretty well in getting out there. I just lost a swivel down the side of me unit there. Right, where are we? So I'm just making the pulley rigs. Like I said, if you want to make any kind of rigs, there's loads of rigs in the rig making playlist on the channel. Just head over to there and you'll see all the rigs on there, and they're pretty simple, like step-by-step walkthrough guides. So you'll be able to make any of the fishing rigs that I use. The ones I'm using most of at the moment are the 2-hook Portsmouth pulley loop rig, which is a bit of a mouthful. Basically, it is a Portsmouth loop rig with a pulley system in it, meaning that you don't have to. Meaning that if you lose a hook, you can literally just tie on another hook and another hook link, and you don't have to cut up or sacrifice the whole rig. So that's a pretty good rig. I'm going to be updating more videos to it over the next coming months. So I've got a dongle making video to go up, which I've got to film and sort out. And in there's a really easy way to try to tie the perfection loop. So hopefully that will help some people out. And we can use the dongle rig to catch rays and things like that over the ray fishing season. So I'm looking forward to getting that sorted out. That'll be filmed probably some point this weekend or this week. So that'll go out maybe next week or the week after. I've got a couple of videos backed up as well. So I say there was a carp fishing video that went out tonight. Unfortunately, it was a blank video, but hey, you can't win them all. And then I've got one going back out on Friday, so there's 2 videos this week, and then we'll be back to the 1 video a week, and hopefully get some more live streaming going as well. So there we go. Caught absolutely nothing over the last few weeks as the weather has been awful. David, it has been absolutely pants. Absolutely pants. Try and get out in the calmer parts if you possibly can. If you're located in Eastbourne, that is. Have you decided a location for the next meet? The next meet, I've got to just double check the parking regulations, but I'm looking at the beaches behind Fort Fun because there's quite an ample car parking facility at Fort Fun, and I think by the time we get down there, the pay to park thing will be not in action, should we say. So hopefully it'll be the beaches behind Fort Fun, which is pretty good fishing if the rays are in, because they usually end up coming around about there and then all the way up to the pier. So I hope to be at the next meetup. David, I'd love to have you at the next meetup, mate. You'll be more than welcome to come fish with us. Yeah, so the next meetup, like I said, 21st. I think it's the 21st. I can't remember what date I put it down as now. 21st of this month, and it's predominantly a ray fishing session. So hopefully the race will be in by then. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit of a boring night, to be fair. Or be dog fishing, bits and pieces like that. So yeah, so that's going to be on the 21st, Saturday the 21st. Beaches behind Fort Fun. For any of you that want to come down. And then from March onwards, we'll have to sort out what we're going to do and where we're going to go. Say if the place come in, March is fishing meet and fish event will probably be in Seaford, depending on local reports from that area. We'll always try and put people where we think is best to fish on the specific time of year. And then through the summer months, we're going to have to come up with a couple of ideas as to what to do and where to go. One suggestion was New Haven car park at the back over the summer months. I don't know how busy it's going to be there in the evenings, but it's an option, and you can fish straight out the back of your car. It's good for people with mobility issues and things like that who want to come down and fish. But yeah, we'll have to look into it as the time goes on as to where we can place people that we can fish, and it's going to still be good and still be a good social event. What we don't want is you don't want people to turn up and then like the weekend has just gone. Obviously, peeing it down with rain, and the whole idea of the meets is that they're a social meet and people can get out and chat to each other. So we don't want people fishing in like torrential rain conditions, because it just becomes not fun, and then everyone sits in their tents and you don't get that social aspect of the meet. There we go. So I'm using a crimp, just to crimp the ends on my rigs there. You've probably seen loads and loads of people do it. Trident actually sell rig bodies, I believe, which are crimped. It's just such a quicker way of making them, and they definitely work. And what people say, the knots are better. They're not, to be honest with you. If it works, it works, and for me, it works. And I've caught 15 pound eels on a rig that's been crimped. I caught 15 pound smoothhound on a rig that's been crimped. So I definitely know it works. For any of those that are doubting. Yes, Robert. Yeah. So hopefully, it all goes ahead. Like I say, we're pretty weather dependent on it. To be honest, if the weather's pretty pants, we could probably still do it, because it's obviously a nighttime one. You want it a little bit windy and a little bit chocolatey, as in watercolor wise. So hopefully it all works and it's a good one. There we go. Yeah, so lots and lots of little bits and pieces that are happening, and things that are going on. Obviously, the Facebook group is going pretty well at the moment. It's always difficult changing from Facebook groups and things like that, but the amount of stress I got from trying to run a large Facebook group or a larger Facebook group was just too much, man. It was just absolutely insane. If anyone runs their own Facebook community group, hats off to you, because it's hard work. It's absolutely hard work, and if you've got the time and effort to do it without going stir crazy, and without having hundreds of inbox messages from people every day, asking you if they can do this and they can do that, then you know, if you want to do that, that's good for you. But for me, it's not what I wanted to do. Having my own Facebook page now is a lot better because, to be honest with you, I'm the only one that can post on it. And if I want to post information that I think is relevant to people, I can post it myself. Bearing in mind, some of my posts are a bit wacky and a bit out there, and some are, you know, AI generated, which some people don't do and don't like. It's more personalised to me, rather than it being diluted by posts and spam. Because when we had the Facebook group, there was a hell of a lot of spam posts going on there, and things that were completely irrelevant to what the group was about, really. So yeah, after a long decisions with my friend Peter Cornwall, you may well know, and Stuart, the other guy that ran it, which come to the decision that it was easier just to cancel it off and, you know, start our own, or start my own Facebook page, which is, you know, what we've got now. Have you ever been to Scotland for skate? I'm going up there this year to give it a go. John, I haven't, mate, but I'd absolutely love to do it. I know quite a few people that have gone up there. Quite a few people that have fished Oban and fished out of there on boats. A few people have kayaked it, and caught them on kayaks. So, you know, it's definitely a good place to go. I hope you have a fantastic time. Maybe one day I'll get up there. Who knows? Who knows? David Harrington, what is your best fish you caught? Mine is an 18-pound smoothie from the shore in Kent and a lovely 14-pound undulate ray from Goring-on-Sea. Oh, man. To be honest with you, the fish that sticks in my mind all the time is that smooth hound I caught with Joe Townsend. Man, that was such an awesome fish. And Joe's an absolutely awesome local angler. And that night was just really special. Really, really special. I think it was just shy of 15 pounds. It was heavily pupped. It was just an absolutely awesome fish to catch. Other than that, I've got some nice bass on lures over the time. I say some of them have been filmed, some of them haven't been filmed. I think mid 60s, 64, 65, something like that was the biggest bass I caught on the lure, which is pretty cool. And centimeters, that is. And then the 15-pound conger was cool. And then I've had some really nice carp. So bit of a wide spectrum, to be fair. I haven't caught a big ray. I think the biggest ray I've caught is about 6-7 pounds, something like that. I've never caught a big ray. Fingers crossed this year is a good one. I say if I can get out on the kayak this year, it opens up a hell of a lot more avenues as to what you can target and what you can go for. So fingers crossed that my health plays well, and we can get out on the kayak, and, you know, hopefully it all goes good, because it's all ready to go. The kayak's all ready to go. It's been tested. I'm pretty confident in it. It's a Mokum V2, so it's really stable. You can literally rock it from side to side, and, you know, it doesn't really move that much. With me proper rocking it from side to side, it's pretty like flat to the water, and pretty good and pretty stable. So yeah, fingers crossed I can get out on that more this year. And yeah, I think that will open a lot more options to go and target bigger fish, out a bit further out a bit. End of the day, mate, to be fair, you know what I mean. If you could elaborate a bit on that, mate, I do not know what you mean, unless I've just been absolutely thick as poop. Yeah, so kayak fishing is definitely going to be one of the things I try and do more of this year. Definitely. Although, you know, fishing for rays, fishing for smooth hounds, and just general shore fishing in bits and pieces. Want to go carp fishing a bit more. I really like the carp fishing videos. I know quite a lot of people on the channel. You know, some people watch them, some people don't watch them. They definitely don't get as many views as the sea fishing videos, that's for sure. But it's good fun, and I really like it. And as a sea angler that's gone to carp fishing, I say I've never been carp fishing as a kid, so it's all new to me at the moment. So, you know, I'm just enjoying it. And method feeder fishing as well. I really enjoy method feeder fishing at the moment. Yeah, cheers, David. Thanks, mate. Yeah, it's been a hard struggle, to be fair. Like I say, getting yourself back into the frame of mind mentally is the worst thing, because you always think something bad's going to happen, and just got to try and just push through it. It is hard. It's really hard. It's every little ache and pain. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. I see you're using the same crimping tool as me. I've been tying rigs with that tool for 2 years now, and I'm very happy with the results. John, mate, yeah, it's really, really good bit of kit, to be honest with you. This bit of kit here, I think it's a ferrule crimper, a 4-way ferrule crimper. I first saw it on Sandman's Tackle Time when he used to do his videos, and he was crimping his rigs. And ever since then, it's been in the shed for ages, got rust on it and everything now. I need to probably get a new one. The spring's probably going to go soon. But yeah, it just works for me. It's just so much easier. And like I say, in the space that we've been in here, I've literally tied I think I've got about 20 rig bodies now. Really, really simple. I think I can do, oh geez, I've run out of shock leader on that one. I think I can probably do 1 rig a minute, something like that. Make 1 rig body a minute. Yeah, it's a great bit of kit. To be honest with you, I should probably put a video out on crimping rigs, although many people have done it before, and it'd be interesting to see what people say, really, because you know you get the hardcore die-hard anglers that are like 100% not rigs, not your rigs, 100%. You know, don't do this, don't do that, blah, blah, blah. And then you get the new age anglers that, you know, are a bit more open to any kind of change and things like that. And yeah, crimping is definitely a hell of a lot faster than not tying. And like I said, I've never had a crimp fail. Never had a crimp fail. Another awesome product that I use all the time nearly now is the products from Trident Tackle. I've been using them ever since they first come out. The Hangover is an absolutely awesome piece of engineering kit. It's absolutely awesome. If you want to make up and over rigs for fishing for rays, the Trident Hangover is an absolutely awesome bit of kit. I say, if anyone's got any questions for me or anything like that, just bang them in the comments on the comments tab. I'll try my best to answer them as, you know, as honestly and openly as I can. There we go. Oh, that definitely didn't go to plan, because for some reason I was supposed to put see, I messed up now. See that I put 2 clips on. I'm supposed to put a swivel on one end. So yeah, that's me being a bit of a tool. So off comes that one. On goes that one. On goes that one. And back in. There we go. I crimp all my Congo rigs with a 150-pound line. Never had one slip if crimped correctly. That is it, mate. If the tool was set up correctly, you know, it crimps perfect every single time. Once you set it up, it's literally just a case of bang, and then that is pretty much it. And you get the same crimp intention every time you do it. That's a bit better. Yeah, that's a bit better. That's cool. Crimp rigs are probably easier to get a consistent rig body length. Yeah, I think so. I mean, to be honest with you, I've on the Dongle rigs, when I've been messing around with Dongle rigs. So this is a Dongle one that I've been messing around with. So there's your braid bit under the bottom there, and there's your obviously your circle hook at the top there. There you can see it. There you go. What I've been messing around with is I've been messing around with adding a piece of mono under here. So instead of the braid dongle, I've been adding a piece of mono here. What I'll do is I'll just show you what you can do with it, because it's pretty cool. So let's get a circle hook. Right, so you can take your circle hook there. I'm just going to take, this is some 80-pound shot leader. What I'm going to do, I'll take a crimp. This is a crimp to use with the crimping tool. I'm going to put that onto the line like that. If I can remember how to do this correctly, it should all work pretty well. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the hook, pass the line over the hook, the top of the hook, and then back into the crimp. I did this the other day. Hopefully it's going to work, because I'm going to look like a right idiot if I can't do this on here. Right. Right, so that's there. And then you can now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a long piece of this off, which is there. So we got more than enough on there. So there's our crimp on there with our circle hook there. You always want to make sure that the crimp is pretty tight on there, to be fair, because what you don't want is you don't want it slipping off the eye, off the point of the hook. So we're going to make sure that's extra tight on there, like that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to run the crimping tool up through and right up close to the loop there. Crimp it on, and there you have a piece underneath there. Cut the tag end off here of the tag, and now what you can do is you can literally make this any sort of length that you want. It works with pike wire as well. So what you can do is you can literally cut it. I'm going to cut a bit off there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take what have I got to put on there? We'll just put a swivel on the bottom just to show you what you can do. So we'll get another one of these crimps like so. Take our swivel there, and then you've got literally free flexibility to move that wherever you want before you crimp it again, to decide however long you want that to be. So let's go there, fold that over and push it back through there like that, and then we're just going to crimp that back up there. And rather than being set to one length, you have the flexibility of making it whatever length you want, really, which is there. And there you have, a smaller dongle. I mean, what's that? That is 10, 20, 30 mil, 30 millimeters. Obviously, you wouldn't use a swivel at the bottom. You'd use like a split ring or something like that. I found split rings to work better. I was using the rotten bottom clips, which are there. So those ones, the rotten bottom clips, but moved on to using split rings now. So I use these dongle split rings. I say they're pretty cheap, £2.25 for 20. I mean, you can't complain about that, can you? So yeah, but that is the perfect length to fish for a ray, because you only want a really small bait. So your bait will be there, and yeah, the only thing you got to do when using the mono is just to make sure you use quite a heavy, thick mono, so it doesn't kink or doesn't bend or anything like that. And to make sure that when you're cutting the bait off, you just really carefully cut it off, and you don't cut through the mono. That's the only downside to it, but it seems to be working pretty well. Like I say, try it out. Let me know what you think, because I say trying to do the braid. I've got braid here to do dongle, to make dongles. This one here is £400 braid. It's literally like rope, as you can see there. Yeah, we'll play around with that and see how we get on this year. These ones, what are they? these ones I've got here, if you don't want to make your own dongles, these ones here are pre-tied, and all you do is you just push the hook through the knot there. I'll do a whole video on dongle rigs in the next coming weeks, just to show you, my own takes on it, my own bits and pieces. But we'll go from there and see what you think. But that's just my own 2 pence. And I've been messing around with the dongle rigs. I haven't had any rays on them, to be fair. But over the last couple of months when I've been trying them, I've been catching dogfish, and they've been all pretty much lip hooked. Every single one in the lip right there. So they definitely do work. Oscars, how we doing, mate? How we doing? All pretty good. So I just wanted to come on, just say hello to everybody. Obviously, I know you guys watch my videos, and and you see the videos. They're pretty much all pre-edited, but it's nice just to come on and say hello in me form. So hello, I'm here. And just to let you know a little bit about what's happening and what's going on behind the scenes, really. Hair rigged ray baits next. Oh man, to be honest with you, I have seen a version of the dongle rig that was tied like a hair rig. It looked pretty crazy. So now people do what they want to do. If you go out and catch fish, it's all that matters, really, and it doesn't matter what rig you're using, what bait you're using, what rod you're using. If you're out having fun, that's all that matters. But yeah, fishing is changing. Fishing is definitely changing. And I think these dongle rigs are probably the way to go, especially for catch and release purposes. So yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how they work this year when fishing for rays. I don't think I'd use them fishing for smooth hounds. I don't know. Would I use them for fishing for smooth hounds? I don't know. I'm still pretty stuck on the pennel rig. I like the pennel rig with the octopus hook at the top, and then a slightly smaller bait holder hook at the bottom. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Pennel or dongle, or single pulley. Steve, how we doing, mate? I hope you're good. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to this live. I've had ray and smooth hounds on dongles. I also use the braid for assist hooks on slow pitch jigs. That's a good one. Yeah, I've got some slow pitch jigs knocking around somewhere. So yeah, we'll give them a go on the kayak this year. Dropped a few hounds on the dongle. To be honest with you, saying that, the video that I went out and filmed, I can't remember if it was this weekend or last weekend. I think it might have been this weekend. I did lose a couple of fish on the dongle, where I got the bite, and I don't know whether it was the fish just like savaging the bait underneath the hook, whether it was small whiting or just pecking at it and just moving it. But I was getting positive bites, but not hooking them up, which was a bit of a pain. But every one that I've hooked has been in the top corner of the lip on the dogfish, and even the whiting. Look forward to the video on the dongle rigs. All new to me. I'm an old codger. You're never too old, mate. You're never too old. Just got more experience than the rest of us. Yeah, we'll definitely do a video on dongle rigs. I'll get it all sorted out over the next couple of weeks, because there's quite a few different ways you can make them. Like I say, I've seen loads of people do different things with them, from like braided dongles to wire dongles. I've seen metal rod dongles, where you have a bit of welding wire, bit of stainless steel welding wire underneath. The list's endless. I mean, there you go. Obviously, as you can see with this one, we've got quite a, after a couple of times, if you bend that and kink that over, put a kink in it, and then it's pretty much done in it. So, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Let me know what you think. I think the braided one's probably the best bet, or thicker mono, really thick mono. So like £100 mono. Two old codgers. Oh man. But yeah, I'm glad that the live works. I'm pretty glad it's it's good and it's all ready to go. Like I say, I've invested quite a bit in tripods and also in lighting. So fingers crossed that we can get down on the beach and it all comes to plan and everything works good. Right, I think that's enough rigs made for this evening. Start putting some stuff away. Ooh. That's a weird one. Oh, it does all clip on that. Yeah, so tonight I was using the Rovex 10X. There we go. I was originally using this one's really good. Suffolk Zippy. I really like that leader. Really, really good. I've also been messing around with tripod lights. I mean, look at that. Look at that. That was one prototype I made for lighting up my rods on the tripod. There we go. One there. One there. Old head torches. There we go. So yeah, so I'm pretty much all ready to go for live streaming. I'll say that's really overkill, isn't it? Look at that. Power packs on it. You can charge it up. Crazy. There we go. So yeah, I'm all pretty much set up for live streaming from the beach. You know, just fingers crossed it all works and it all goes to plan. Because tonight, trying to sort the live streaming out tonight, obviously as I haven't done it for quite a long time, and it's been over a year since I last did a live stream, trying to set it up and trying to get it going was nuts. So cheers, YouTube. Cheers for doing that to us. You know, pretty much nearly done me in. Is there any more questions tonight before we drop the live out? Any more questions from anyone? I hope you've enjoyed the live tonight, and you've seen a bit of a back behind the scenes view as to what I'm up to and what my plans are over the next coming months and things like that. So the main goals are next is to target some rays, and I'll literally do all the videos for that. I'll show you how to do that. I will go and target place. So rays and place are two main targets over the next coming weeks. We've done pretty well on the dabs, to be fair, this year. Like I said, I haven't had a prolific session on the dabs like last year, but we caught a few of them, and I put out some videos on how to catch dabs, which are pretty cool. And we're going through the how to catch videos, and we're going to put out more how to catch videos of how to catch specific species, so look out for them. There'll be more YouTube short videos for people that like YouTube short videos. Definitely going to get the kayak out this year if the health allows it, and then definitely going to get more bass fishing videos on lures as well through the summer months, and then you're onto the smooth hounds and the things like that. We might go and do some fishing in other places. To be honest with you, I'm probably going to stay a bit local, just due to obviously my health and stuff like that. But if we can try and push out and do a session a bit further afield, I will. Cheers, Robert. Cheers, David. Cheers, guys. And then again, the rehoming rods is all ready to rock and roll, ready to go. Just waiting on the last final bits of companies that want to get involved with that, and then we're all good to go for that. And we're going to get all the kits out to kids within the local area. I think we've got about 6 or 7 kids so far. There's 30 set up so far, and I've got 6 or 7 kids waiting for a setup. So yeah, we're pretty much good on that. So if you know a kid that wants to set up, or if you've got a grandkid and you want a fishing setup, and you can collect from EASTBOURNE the fishing setup, then please drop me a message on Facebook, on my Facebook page, EASTBOURNE Fisherman, and we can sort that out for you. Yeah. Right now, guys, I think I'm going to start to wrap this up. I hope you've had a good evening. I hope you have a good weekend, or have a good week, whatever you're up to. We'll try and get some more lives out this year and make it a bit more personal and a bit more of a community space for everyone. And what's more to say? What's more to say? Right, guys, I hope you've had a great evening on the live. Thanks for the chat. I've really enjoyed it. It's good to get back into the swing of things. And this is just the first and hopefully there'll be lots more to come. Thanks for all the support. Cheers to everyone that watches my videos. Take care, tight lines, and happy fishing. Cheers.